Hey there, model railroaders. Welcome to Vintage Road and Rail. I'm up here at the train club and I'm at my old school layout here, this Atlas track plan that is about 50 years old, that unfortunately I'm soon going to have to part ways with. This is Friday, June 21st, 2024, when I'm filming this, and so exactly a week from now I'll be passing this off to a new owner. But as you can see up here at the club, we've been doing some renovations. We're redoing the whole thing. All the layouts are going to get a big refresh and everything, and because of that there's just no longer going to be room to keep this up here. So really for the past 5 months this layout has just been scooted all over the place. When I came in earlier today to kind of get it set up so that I can get everything cleaned up, it was propped up over there, and then a few weeks ago it was propped up over there, and then at one point it was all the way back there, and the poor thing has just kind of had it because of that. I mean, as you can see, a piece of track has gotten broken here. You can see the nice shiny new one I replaced it with. That way it'd be working and everything. So anyway, I thought I would come up here and give the track a good clean, test it out, put the buildings and everything on it. That way it will be ready for the guy that's buying it to come in and check it out, run it, and let me show, and I can show him how to use everything, because there's a lot of switches and whatnot over there. And I had a track bright in there, but Lord knows where it went. So I've found this piece of cork laying around. I'm going to try to rub that across the track and hope that that will clean the top of the rails good enough. We'll see. So I'm not going to record that part of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run around and clean that track, and then the next thing I'm going to do is start putting these buildings back in place. You can see the top of this restaurant is over here. The engine house is in the box instead of down here. This has been just hanging like that. So yeah, I've got a little bit of work to do to get it ready to go. So let me kind of get started straightening it up and everything, and then when we come back, I've got a locomotive in here in the box that we can test it out and just make sure everything is still working, and then we'll go from there. So before I cut the video and start doing that, I'm going to try and do a live stream this weekend, or maybe later in the week, if at all possible. I'm not sure how possible it's going to be, because I think the internet, we have internet here, but I think it's been disconnected and moved, and I don't think anybody's ever hooked it back up. And I don't know that my wireless service will be good enough to really support that. But the thing I definitely want to do is bring some trains up here and get one or two, or maybe even several more videos of me running trains on this, and then just kind of slowly put those up. But either way, one way or another, this layout's going to get a nice kind of grand finale, if you will, or a final run. All right, well, let me go ahead and shut off the camera and get to work. All right, it didn't take me too awful long, probably about 15-20 minutes to go all around this with the little piece of cork road bed that I had found around here. I'm hoping that it was just abrasive enough to clean any corrosion or dirt off the top of the rails, like I said earlier. We'll find out here in a minute, but I've moved this box, so my next step is to get the structures and whatnot on there, and I got to put the steeple back on the church, but that may have to ultimately be glued on, and all this loose stuff will have to come off anyway when the new owner picks it up, but wouldn't do to not at least make it look decent when I'm running it for the last couple of times, and when I show him off, show the layout to him to show him how to run it. So anyway, I'm going to stop the video again and get some structures on and get it plugged up, and then when I come back, we'll throw a locomotive on there and test it out and make sure everything works. All right, that didn't really take me all that long. So I've got the steeple back on the church, and I've got this station back in place. It looks like it's took some damage. That little piece is broke off, but I guess it's okay for now. This was always just there to hide the motor. And we've got the engine house back in place. There was never anything there. And I put the roof back on the restaurant and put our passenger station back in place. So I think we're good to go. I walked around and made sure all the switches were set the way they're supposed to be. But we'll find that out if we're able to successfully run a locomotive. All right, so I've got this older Athearn Genesis F7 L&N locomotive. Like I said, I didn't bring any cars. I just really wanted to test this out and see how it does. So let's first see if we actually have power. So this controller here controls all the lights. Hey, we got lights. And did that one just suddenly start working? There's lights on inside the building. I could have swore it didn't work before, but maybe it's just my imagination. I'll have to go back and look at some older footage. All right, so let's flip the switch for the main controller. And let's see what we got. I just saw it move. Let me change the direction. Nice, nice, nice. All right, I have to be careful because I have all four sides exposed to falling. I'll slow it down around Dead Man's Curve. Now I name the curve while I'm getting rid of it. All right, we have successfully made a full circuit. So it looks like we're doing good. When I was walking around looking for something to clean this track, we had a table with donations to the club, and I found about 4 or 5 old locomotives, things like Tyco, Bachmann, whatnot. I think it may not be a bad idea to shoot another video and test those out. But anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Really, what I wanted to do with this was just come out and clean everything up, get it back up and going, and test out a locomotive, and just make sure everything was working. One, just so that when the new owner picks it up, at least I know when I handed it off to him it's working. Now, once he gets it home and if it ain't working, that's on him. I didn't transport it. But one other thing I want to point out is this little phone booth had been glued right there in the corner. You see, that's where that was. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that, and I'm going to put that away somewhere safe, which somewhere safe for me will probably be just like what my grandmother used to do. I'll put that up where it won't be lost and never see it again. But anyway, I'll put that up somewhere safe and maybe incorporate that into my next layout. That way a little piece of this layout will go with me. What do you think? I think it's a good idea. All right, model railroaders, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to go ahead and step back and let it do a couple more laps, then I'll end the video. But until next video, happy model railroading, guys. Take care.